Howdy, and hello, I'm OhDough, hope you're doing good. This is the Factory Strider, the Battle Titan of the Automaton faction. We can call it the All-Terrain Factory Strider, or ATFS for short if you want. Factory because it pumps out 4 Devastators pretty often, and today we'll be stress testing it. I'll explain how to kill it later, but first, how can it kill you? The answer, most commonly, would be miniguns. It's got 2 of them mounted underneath its jaw that are pinpoint accurate and do so much damage. And they fire really fast, as seen as such. You can survive it with the stem, but if you get headshot through that, you will actually still die. The turrets are sensors that will even detect you if you crawl forward in their light LOS range. And now on top you have a cannon that can break objectives, like that. And even factories, just shooting at it. All-terrain Factory Striders can kill us, the automatons can kill it, but how do we, the Helldivers, take it out for ourselves? Let's go ahead and find out. First thing I tried was the 500 kg nuke. Makes sense, it does a lot of damage, why not? It lands in a decent spot, almost on it. It's directly underneath it, big damn. Or so I thought, still alive, walking forward, live his best life. Second one hits directly on the cabin. It's still alive. Important weak point information. Miniguns can be broken using medium armor pin. I recommend the Jar 5 Dominator. Breaks it in like 6 shots. It's pretty clean for a primary weapon. Revolver, I don't recommend this one bit. Truth be told, the cannon turret isn't that big a deal, but if you want to break it, it takes 2 rockets from the anti-tank, Recoilless, Quasar, and it's gone. Or just 1 thermite if placed well enough. If you reside in Arnea but have a registered anti-tank, shoot the leg joint, top of the leg, elbow joint, whatever that thing is right there. That was a good glimpse of it. And shooting enough of them will take it down faster than just shooting the leg itself. Just shooting like the leg and not really aiming for anything took 8 shots. This, a lot less, to the tune of 5. And I figured, hey man, it's a bargain if you ask me. The face is weak to the autocannon, whereas the leg joint I just showed was not. There's a few more weak spots. The doggy's dogs, as seen as such right here. The crease in the leg, which is really tough to hit consistently. And for some reason, the neck chin area. You can kill it by shooting there. The weakest point is the undercarriage, the belly, the freaking Build a Devastator workshop. Speaking of shop, you can get protein powder, creatine, pre-workouts, and more at EchoVision.com using code OhDough10 for 10% off if you want. Support your boy if you're looking for things like that. And if not, don't do it. A comment said to aim for the eye, which is helpful, but you can actually get a lot more damage dealt. The blue is reflecting the laser, orange is true damage being dealt, and to better show what's happening here, this is my drawing. It should help you greatly. Support weapon testing. Autocannon takes 2 shots to break the minigun if they're direct clean hits. If you sneak underneath or find an ang on the underbelly, it takes you roughly 7 shots to kill a max HP auto titan. Pretty good. You can shoot the face, but understand it's a lot smaller of a hitbox, and in my experience takes a lot longer. Even when you're hitting full-on shots, I'll show that later with a best example I can give you. Folks might test this and say, I killed it so fast. If they're in a party with people, it changes. If the fight took a long time, it changes the damage it takes. But here it took me roughly 18 shots. HMG can break the miniguns, it just takes a few shots. But the weak spot requires the entire magazine though. It can also pierce the faceplate. I just can't really see myself recommending this. Laser cannon is impressive. You break the miniguns in roughly 3-ish seconds versus the weak spot. Takes a bit longer, obviously, but still quick. And you get unlimited ammo. It's a little bit less impressive when shooting for the faceplate. Here I'm missing a little bit, maybe a lot of bit. Sure. Wait for my reload. And I'm reloading to make it quicker too. I'm wasting a reload to speed up the process and see if we can get her done. I'm not missing at all here. I'm fully locked in. There's 0 blue happening. It's standing still doing nothing. Then the Quasar Cannon. 1 shot to the undergarments. 2 shots, dead. Eat 17. I don't believe you're privy to my methodology of testing to see how quickly you can kill these monstrous machines of madness. I juggled that for a long time, I'll have you know. 1 shot to the body, 2 shots in roughly the same spot, and it goes down. That's pretty good. Moving on. Anti-Materiel Rifle takes 2 shots per minigun, 4 in total. Undercarriage requires a magazine plus 1 on top of 3 extra shots roughly. I didn't count it the best, but less than 2 magazines. Faceplate time to kill is a great spot to mention. There are timestamps. Skip forward to what you want to watch. I'll label the weapon categories and whatnot. Orbitals later in the video. it's a great time. If I forget, I'm sorry. I'm only human. Just remind me. It took about 4.5 magazines because I started in with 6 and I had my initial one as well, so that's 7. And I reloaded a few times. I hit most of my shots, I think. Spear's a fun one. It always targets the top of the cannon first in my experience. I made a poll saying which weapon kills the giant walkers faster. And folks voted Quasar Cannon as the number 1 at 45%. But Spear got 31% of the vote. And technically, it's the quickest, from what I can tell, if you don't go for the weak spot. Which the Spear might be able to go for. I didn't try to, I didn't think about it. But it targets it right here. It's looking for the weak spot. But 5 shots without it. Machine gun can kill a factory strider, but just know the Jar 5 Dominator does it faster. Recoilless Rifle. I could have simply taken the easy way out and said the Quasar Cannon does it in 2 shots and used that same number for the RR. But I didn't do that. And guess what that makes me? An idiot. It takes 2 shots. I do try and aim for the same spot twice. Arc thrower is interesting. I think I'm hitting something important. I'm going for the miniguns, didn't work out, but they definitely landed their marks on me. Lickety split. I'm in for the side, the leg. I'm on the roof for some reason. Get knocked off, shouldn't be there, my bad. I learned my lesson. And I go for the weak spot that I'm going for with every single weapon. And I see no discernible damage being done whatsoever here. I think it's shocked. But y'all let me know what happens. Flamethrower. Kind of the same deal. I didn't go for the legs and stuff. I went for the weak spot instantaneously. And I'm hitting the minions, but not the actual strider. Railgun should file for unemployment because the devs have put it out of a job. All I'm saying is it takes 4 maximum charge shots to break a single minigun. That does not speak too well for how long it would take you or how many shots it'd take to actually kill the Automaton Titan. But it does hurt it a little bit. It's like a slight rocking when you land it, I think. Right now, look. See, it like flinched. I'm not going to sit there for the next 30 years. You're the wrong guy. It takes 20 max charge shots. Grenade launcher and pistol can both hit the weak spot. Launcher bounces off here and there. Pistol, not so much in my experience. And they're doing decent damage here. Shooting 3 pistol shots, I think. Counting's hard. And less than a full magazine on the launcher. Patriot Exo-Suit. This one is kind of weird. I figured that 2 rocks would break that canyon turret. Not the case. 3, still chilling. 4, living his best life. 5, I missed this one. And then 6. Takes 6 to break it. Now, new set of rockets. How many to the joint to kill it? A lot more than you made. I thought 5 would kill it here too. Like, I assume it'd be the same number as for the other anti-tanks. But no. And now, one thing I did notice is the miniguns on this guy don't target you, but you also can't break them, at least not with your minigun itself. Like, you can't minigun the miniguns. Moving on from support weapons, we have the HMG Emplacement, which is not very practical, but it works. Breaks miniguns pretty fast, and if you get close enough and can somehow shoot underneath it, you can also kill the factory strider. Auto Cannon Sentry. I saw a clip in the dojo Discord of Jinsu doing this, and it looked really good, effective even. So I tried it myself, and turns out auto cannon might be one of the best ways to kill an auto titan from a medium distance. Too far away, it focuses the cannon on top. Too close, it just gets destroyed easily. But you could make it work somehow, some way. It does help having a shield though. Then we have more thrown orbitals. Precision Strike does probably the most damage in a single hit compared to the nuke in my experience. Maybe the nuke just isn't hitting the right spot though, because it just takes 1 P-strike followed by a rocket pod and the thing's dead. And you'll see why that's impressive later. Maybe. Found the footage. 110 rocket pods hits the top perfect into a rail cannon strike, breaks the top turret, but it's still alive. I throw 2 more rocket pods. This is the first. The second, it lives 3 rocket pods and a rail cannon strike. That's why the precision strike was so impressive. Then we have the barrages. 380mm into a 120mm. And lastly, to top it all off, we have the walking barrage. Now you may be asking, how can you tell which one's hitting at what point in time? I have no idea what's happening here. I just want to throw barrages and see what would happen. We're getting some massive kills. Look at the kill streak. 6, 8, 9. It's climbing. Big things are happening. Drop ships are coming. And dead. So it works. I'm not sure how much damage it does compared to maybe a precision strike. Right? Choices are choices. Options are options. Orbital precision strike. And then I believe we're going to have a 500 kg as whale. I wanted to do a gas strike, but I couldn't. It knocked me down. Here comes the nuke. I mean, kg. I don't want to call it a nuke. It's just a habit. Until we get a nuke, that's what I'm going to call a nuke. And that kills it. Eagle airstrike thrown out the gate here, landing at the basin of the Titan. Not the best angle for maximum damage. Many shots land on the building, but some okay connection on the Titan. Waiting for the cooldown here. And now it's time for round 2. Inputting coordinates, throwing it at a much better trajectory to hit more rockets on the surfaces of the Titan. That's some good damage. 500 kg has been inconsistent for me. Toss it down. Not the best landing position, we'll be honest here, but it still does some damage. Close enough. It's the leg. Pretty good impact. Wait for the cooldown. Second one, I'm waiting to line it up underneath the Titan for maximum impact. If I'm lucky, it'll impact it somewhere, hopefully. Comes in from the left, no? It's the arm. It dies. This is inconsistent though. Most of the time, 2 of them doesn't do anything, even with a blast radius and direct impact before. As you saw, friendly reminder, the minigun turrets hurt real bad. Try and break this if you can. Speaking of which, the Scorcher was not able to, from what I tried. I didn't try too hard. I tried, I think, 3 cells at one point in time and did not notice any damage whatsoever to those things. So Scorcher doesn't seem to be able to do that. And sure, you get the symbol or you can't break that, but you can shoot down the gunships. Eruptor takes 2 shots per minigun, but the blast radius is so big, it could potentially be 2 shots for both miniguns. In this case, it took 3. There is potential there. I'm just not very good at it. I'm not very consistent. You don't do much damage to undercarriage unless it's open. That is the vulnerable window for this gun. I know it's medium armor pin, and for some reason the jar can go through it, but this one, I shot many times, it did nothing. There is a hole here, though, that I'm aiming and trying to shoot through, and for some reason that works. There may be some potential. Max charge shot makes a hole, then fire the Eruptor into the hole, potentially massive damage. I would have tested it more, but I got hit with a network connection issue. That wasn't my internet, so I'm glad about that. Jaw 15 Dominator is wacky. You can break the miniguns faster than a railgun. Takes roughly 7 shots for each minigun. So 1 mag. Jar 5 can also damage the undercarriage, but Sir Douglas, how much damage could it possibly do? It's only a primary weapon. Way too much. All right. 1 magazine, it's on smoking. 2 magazines, it's dead. Actually, just under 2 magazines. Impact grenades, great for dealing with the quadruplet devastators that get spawned every so often. 1 impact can kill all 4, but that's kind of rare for me. Usually it's 2 or 3. You can also just chuck them at the underbelly, get a supply backpack or a resupply itself, and throwing 6 to 8 grenades will destroy the Titan or Auto Titan. What's a better name for that? Thermites are pretty good at breaking the tank turret on top. Only takes 1. Aside from that, they're basically useless in my experience. I threw multiple at the arms in the upper and lower portion. The crease, I threw about 12, still didn't die. The undercarriage, I've thrown 12, it lived. The face was probably the weakest, and that still took around 8 or 10. I throw them at the sides. I've thrown them at the vents on the top of it to go out and enter like that. I throw them at the back vents as well. It does where you supposed to throw them, dude. The first time I fought a factory strider, I learned you could land on top of it and actually stay there. You'll get knocked off eventually by rockets and whatnot, but you can chill up here. I tried grenading it, didn't work that well, but when you throw down stratagems, they will actually land on top of it. I at one point in time tried landing a hell bomb on it, and it lands but doesn't actually let you trigger it, which is unfortunate. The same thing goes with the shield generator and the HMG Emplacement. You can't place them on top of it and use them, but they'll damage it. And it takes, I think, roughly 5, maybe 6 drops in total to kill a factory strider. So if you're dying a lot and you want to put some damage in, I'm just saying you could use your death for the greater good. I still think we need an exosuit that gives us a shield in the left hand and a Quasar Cannon or a Railgun in the right hand. If it's a railgun, it better be a good railgun. I think that they put out a hit on the current railgun. Exhibit A. I don't know how many shots I shot, but it was a lot. And I'm charging them to the max amount. That little window right there, that's basically max charge. Going too high, you explode. That's how it goes. And it's staggering it. It's walking back and forth. It's getting hit, taking damage. So I know I'm doing something. But it's crazy to me how the HMG does it in one magazine. The AMR does it in a magazine and some change. Autocannon like 6-7 shots max. And the railgun that prioritizes armor penetration can't do it. I mean, it probably can. I just don't think it's worth spending 10-15 shots, because the entire time the factory strider's spawning minions. There's patrols patrolling, possible bot drops happening like right now. So the time it takes you to do it with the railgun makes no sense. I'm not sure what to make of this, but I believe the EMS mortar struck and prevented 2 of these devastators from dropping down. 2 of them, it was like bowling pins in an alley. Just they dropped down but didn't actually detach. Upon further investigation, stun grenades, EMS strike, EMS mortar will prevent devastators from spawning from the factory strider if timed correctly, especially with stun grenade. This one had a factory recall on 4 devastators, lickety split. And for EMS strike, they just be inside of it. The fire grenades are neat, as a little side note here, but they usually don't kill them in one blast. It takes 2. But, you know, maybe it's worth, who knows. Automaton Titan support weapon tier list. S tier, autocannon, laser cannon, anti-materiel rifle. Fast and efficient at breaking the minigun and shooting the undercarriage. A tier, Quesadilla cannon, recoilless rifle, expendable anti-tank. You can break the miniguns. I'm just not sure if it can be done one shot consistently. Undercarriage takes 2 shots if you can get there. And you can also shoot the leg joint and do that in 5, which is great. B tier, spear, heavy machine gun. Spear can't go for the undercarriage as far as I know, or target the minigun turrets, which is unfortunate. But 5-ish shots kills it, and that's pretty good from a distance if it locks on. Heavy machine gun. I mean, this thing requires at least a full mag to kill the undercarriage, and it might require a bit more if it's actually max HP. And it's not exactly the most easy thing to handle recoil-wise, and the red dot sight's still not aligned, so F tier, Patriot Exo-Suit, Railgun, and Machine Gun. Exo-Suit takes about 6 shots to break the cannon turret, and it one-shots you, and then another 10 at least to break the shoulder joint or leg joint to kill it. So you can't do it on your own, but in a group, it's possible. Just know that the cannon will decimate you. The Railgun can probably kill it. I actually didn't fully commit, considering it's always spawning more minions, making it so if it takes you a long time to do it with Railgun, there's no point in doing it with Railgun. There's no point in even trying. Just you clear the ads and call it there. But it was making it flinch, so I assume it can. Machine gun. I put 5 to 6 magazines into the undercarriage, and it did not die. But it was taking damage. It wasn't reflecting off. And so I busted out the Dominator, and it took me about a magazine or so. So it can do it, but you don't have that kind of time is the main thing here. NO, grenade launcher, flamethrower, arc thrower. Maybe they can do it, I'm doing it wrong, but grenade launcher is bouncing off the undercarriage. The flamethrower wasn't setting it on fire at all. And the arc thrower, I wasn't getting any markings of showing that my damage is doing something. There was no feedback of any sort. And another friendly reminder to break the minigun turrets. If they see you, you're going to perish. Almost instantaneously. It's crazy the damage they're putting out. I'm wearing heavy armor and dying so fast. Anywho, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. If you liked it, be sure to like and comment to tell YouTube that it was good. And peace. More info on Ekko, but 2 things. Protein and creatine is great for you even if you don't lift. Trust me, protein, very satiating macronutrient. Creatine is good for so many reasons, and they're researching to see if it can help your brain function. If it does that, on top of other benefits, it's crazy. Now, I'm not being paid to say nice things. All I have is an affiliate code I applied for myself and got. I'm seeing how things work out. I bought all these products myself. 2 proteins. I think it's a total of 60 servings and 200 servings of creatine. A total of $115 after shipping versus getting roughly the same thing on Amazon would be $177. But surely the quality's worse? I don't think so. This whole company, they third-party test all their products. And what about the flavor? Okay, well, the flavor of the creatine, it's unflavored in both cases. This one has not a weird texture, but a weirder texture. Because creatine in general is going to have like a strange texture to it. You can get flavored versions, though, and that wouldn't be a big deal. I would say flavor-wise, I do prefer Optimum Nutrition's creatine, but for the $60 or $50 price increase, I'll take Ekko. What about proteins? This is a weird part. I always put my protein in my shakes with frozen strawberries and almond milk. Rise tastes better, but that's probably based on flavor. This is going to be loaded Oh no, this is going to be peanut butter cup rise. This tastes better currently, but that's because of the Echo flavors. I got berry cheesecake and I also got s'mores. Those don't sound like the best flavors with frozen strawberries. I've had s'mores by itself and with milk in a blender bottle. It blends crazy good. The powder is visibly finer. It comes off the scoop finer than the rice protein and blends better. And you get these like marshmallow pieces and chocolate pieces. The chocolate pieces don't taste amazing. They don't taste bad, but the marshmallow slap. Those are a good addition. I almost wonder if they removed the chocolate, if it would just taste better overall. But it's not. It's a good flavor though. I even used it in my cereal recently. My Honey Nut Cheerios yesterday. Didn't taste bad at all. The berry cheesecake I haven't had by itself, so I can't speak to that. What I will say is use code OhDough10 for 20% off currently in the Ekko store. Normally 10%, but right now there's a sale. Regardless, use the code if you want to support your boy. If not, don't. It's cool. But no matter what, you probably need more creatine and protein in your diet from somewhere. Just putting the information out there is good for you. Anywho, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Peace.